Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. I don't think anybody is shocked over this. And this same problem, ladies and gentlemen, exists in the US as well. Many of these Nigerian doctors, nurses, and technicians are frauds. And they come over here with fake credentials and get into these big positions and then try to look down on us talking about how smart they are. If you got to scam and cheat your way into something, then you're not smart at all. And you know you're not smart. But they have been faking the funk for so long and not getting caught. Well, they're now getting caught. And this is not the first time. For the last several years over in the UK, they've been getting busted left and right. And I guess when they get on these jobs, they notice how much they're lacking, but they got these degrees and they passed the board exam and all that stuff, and they really don't know nothing. It's kind of easy to put pieces together and realize you didn't earn this stuff. You didn't. And they're not the only ones. Years ago, I had read how these East Indians will buy doctor credentials and then come over here and open up practices. And this country does nothing to stop them. And it's a lot of them that do this. And again, another group of people that try to tell us how smart they are. And they do a lot of cheating too. The Asians do a lot of cheating as well. So all of these groups that claim to be smarter than us, start really looking at them. They're not as smart as you think. So they are getting busted over there in the UK. Not only are they getting busted for having fake credentials or having somebody take the board exam for them, and then they take the credit for everything, but they don't know anything. So the UK not only found out these folks are frauds, they want them out of their country. So once again, we're seeing Nigerians being requested to get the hell out of the country. They want them gone, coming in there with all that fake mess. I don't blame them. I would want your butt gone too. So, no, you can't on one hand claim to be smarter than somebody and then on the other hand committing all this fraud. And I believe it's not just medical, y'all. Even the ones that come over here that claim to be engineers, I think all that is fake too. I really do. They really need to take a second look, even at the ones that are claiming to be engineers. Take a look at that mess because I believe a lot of that is fraudulent as well. So, y'all, let me go ahead and share my screen and we can get started. Yeah, them East Indians are frauds too. In fact, the articles, you can find the articles online where they wrote about it. It's easy for them in India to buy doctor credentials. They just buy all the papers that are necessary to be a doctor. And then what they do is they come over here as immigrants and then open up practices. And I believe in many instances, this government knows that these papers they're bringing are fake, but they let them get away with it. So, yeah, it's a lot of them. It's definitely a lot of them that are committing fraud, you know, and it's a shame and it shouldn't go on, but it does. And look, Nigerians, that is what you're known for. Your reputation on the entire earth is being scammers. And once again, in this instance, you're proving everyone right. You're proving everybody right. You are fraudsters. Please give me a one if you can see my screen. And thank you, Michelle Harvey, because you were the one that sent this story to me. Shout out to Michelle Harvey. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Give Michelle her flowers. Everybody in the chat, give Michelle Harvey her flowers. All right, let's get started.
The UK is telling thousands of Nigerian nurses to go back to Nigeria. Y'all are all frauds. We don't believe your degrees or registrations. And this all stems back to a 2023 investigation where they discovered these Nigerians had other people sitting in at a testing center in Nigeria taking the test for them. Dozens confess to it. Like, yeah, these registrations and degrees that we got, somebody else took the test for us in Nigeria. Now the UK is asking all the thousands of nurses that went through that center to get their registration and degrees to go back home to Nigeria until we figure all this out, because right now we think all of y'all are frauds. That's what's going on in the UK. So you see how one bad apple could mess it up? Oh, in this case, there was a whole apple tree. A whole apple tree. They're like, yeah, y'all gotta go. All these doctors, nurses, and engineers are turning out to be scammers. Really, really scammers. Just scammers.
Hundreds of UK registered nurses must retake their boards after widespread fraud has been uncovered at a Nigerian testing center. They are suspected of obtaining their results fraudulently through the Nursing Midwife Council exam by using proxy testers, stand-ins, to take their tests for them. It was actually Pearson VUE that tipped off Regulators. So 515 UK nurses tested at the center, and at least 48 are suspected. And now all of them must retake the test. They're being given 3 chances to take it and pass. If they refuse to take it or fail after 3 attempts, they're going to have to go to an investigative committee. And additionally, 669 of 1,440 who have applied to the UK register after testing at that center in Nigeria are suspected to be fraudulent applicants, and they're also required to take a new computer-based test.
Guys, thousands of Nigerian nurses in UK and in US, in fact, in all Western world, faces deportation, are forced back home over issues of certificate verification. Remember last 2 weeks, Tinubu actually stopped this certificate verification to nurses, in fact, to all the medical personnel, in order to stop them from jackpotting abroad. According to Tinubu said that all the nurses, all the doctors, in fact, all the medical personnel in Nigeria, in fact, almost jackpotting, moving outside Nigeria, and to stop them, to forcefully stop them from flying abroad, they have to stop giving them this certificate verification code. And this code will verify them. We verify them that they are the real authentic nurse and doctors. Wait, as they're coming back home, I don't really understand this government. People where they here now are suffering. You still want others who don't jackpot. Like this country, this place will not contain all of us now. Let them be there. The ones you have here, you never even control them. You never even rule them finish. You want those that are fled to come back. What is wrong with this government? Why is it that the laws they bring, they keep on signing laws that affect the citizens most? Have they ever bring any law, sign any law that affect them one way or the other? Only citizens. The law is citizens. Yesterday he said that the law, in fact, to build this country, that is in our hands, the citizens, to build Nigeria, that the only job he has now to provide leadership. So the rest now for us. Then leave us now. Leave us. If you say that it's on our hand to build the country, why are you still after us? Anyway, it's so pathetic that this administration, especially this Tinubu administration, their main targets are the citizens. I don't really know what we did to this man that he keep on making tough decisions that affect the citizens. His decision is a very tough decision. He even said it, but it affects us. At least if we want to make a tough decision as you claim, make it affect everybody, not only on poor Nigerians. Make it affect the leaders who are there looting and continuously looting the money. Guys, it has happened again. As over 717 registered nurses in UK faces deportation while investigation is still ongoing. Anyway, according to the news, they say that 48 registered nurses, NMC claimed that 48 registered nurses obtained their results through fraudulent activity. And not to their main certificate, so they say that CBT, I mean computer-based test. According to they say that before you apply as a nurse to UK or before you travel to UK as a nurse or to work as a registered nurse, you must provide CBT, I mean computer-based test. So the report showed that over 717 Nigerian nurses in UK, 669 applicants and 48 already registered got the CBT through fraudulent way. I've been a prosy, same or kiniko. They say that there is a center where you can forge CBT certificates and you can pay some money and they will give you that CBT certificate. And now over 717, even investigation is still ongoing. They haven't concluded the investigation yet. They have ordered all of them to leave UK. I told you people that this UK government is using us all these visas something to cash out because investigation is still ongoing. They haven't concluded that okay, the CBT test is fake or the certificate is fake. But they, according to they accused the NMC that they were delaying that court hearing so that their stay will elapse and they ordered them to leave. Right now, as they talk, this 717, nurses in UK has been ordered to leave UK. They are coming very soon. After spending millions, because to get UK now through students is well.
Abuja no what in Yaba? Ni nyina say Nigeria for akɔka bɛka bibifo bi mu. We de ne yet ne say ɔmo nurses exams ɔmo tro e de pass ewura UK no e de practitioners e wo UK no. Enti ya aba ne say ɔmo de
Y'all, you know what, y'all? I think this is a skin bleacher. Look at how dark her hand is and look at her face. I mean, her hand is way darker than her face. I mean, like several shades darker. If you look right here, just watch her hands as she's speaking and look at the color of her face. This is definitely a skin bleacher.
fake and as almost scan code be no mama fake results. Ne senti nurse be a wo UK bia say ye ka say de yes obi say betro exams ni bi. Abusia me no mienu et Ghana and yes so Nigeria for so e wo Ghana say we de wo nye. Hey, alatani ya alatani umedofo. Senka wo obi so so wo Ghana enka wo se mo pagya asante hene ene asante man esi mo pampem na nka Ghana ye kra behwe alatafo om de num kwase bebre o man anu mo so o mo so setene ni ye te Ghana ye hwe.
So as of today, over 3,081 healthcare workers who came into the UK to work in the healthcare system have been served deportation letters. You heard me. 3,081. That's a whole lot. That's a whole lot of persons that have been served deportation letters. Now they've been given a duration of around 6 weeks to either get another certificate of sponsorship or be on their way out of the UK. Now, we already know that getting a certificate of sponsorship in the UK now, you can't get it in 6 weeks. Like, you literally can't get it in 6 weeks. Not even everybody has the opportunity of the full 6 weeks. Some persons got their letters quite late, and at the time when they received their letters, is already, like, the 6 weeks is already counting. So, at this point, it's very difficult to even say, oh, you're still going to look for a certificate of sponsorship. At this point, most of them are literally just looking for money for flights, to book their flight and start going back to their hometown. Now, this is very, very sad. If I'm to put myself in such situation, I would imagine the excitement of actually relocating from my country at the time when we left. You're going to this place, you're going to work, the excitement, the happiness. A lot of persons sold properties. A lot of persons borrowed money to be able to sponsor themselves and fund their being able to come down to the UK. Now, these are for people that even came without buying the certificate of sponsorship. Then for those who now even did the unthinkable of buying the certificate of sponsorship, that even landed us all in this exact situation, imagine how much they actually spent to actually secure that. And now to see that everything is just literally crashing down, it's very, very sad. I really don't know how to feel about this. I don't know. I don't know if it's actually very fair on the side of the applicants, because these care homes, these dome cares, or these companies who actually sold this certificate of sponsorship to these people, I don't know. But at the moment, I haven't really heard any punishment being given to them. I haven't heard the government holding them accountable to say, please refund this money to these people. I haven't really heard anything as to that regards. But then definitely the applicants or the staff have been asked to leave. But if you find yourself in this situation, it's not the end of life. That's what I say. It is not the end of life. Put yourself together, get your stuff together, get your flight ticket, and probably go home. You can always rethink, you can always re-strategize. This is not the end of life. Don't see it as this, oh, my life has come to a halt because the UK has asked me to go, or oh, what am I going to do about my children, or all that. It's quite unfortunate, but just tell yourself that this is not the end of life. An opportunity presented itself, you tried it didn't work out, you can always go back and try again. I know a lot of people now, their major problem is the shame of going back, the shame of feeling that people are going to laugh at you when you go back home. All those people that were saying congratulations to you when you left, some of them weren't 100% happy with you. I'm sure you know that. And now that they've heard that people are coming back, they will be sitting down to check out if you'll be among those who will be coming back. And if eventually you happen to go back, say, oh, the people where Japa, they don't come back. So, but don't let those kind of things weigh you down. Don't go and start hiding about or trying not to, because you just end up scattering your chance or an opportunity of ever coming back to the UK again. There are other European countries that are currently still recruiting from outside Nigeria. And if you do have a little bit of experience you've gained from the UK, you might actually have yourself at an upper hand to be able to apply. There are so many other European countries, like EU countries. I would suggest that you literally start from those other countries that are not well known, those countries that are not so popular, not everywhere on the social media. Start from such countries and you'll be able to, once you're in EU, you're in EU. That's the thing. Once you're in EU, you're in EU. You'll be able to switch to any other country of your choice. But I would suggest that should be your plan. Go home, re-strategize, try to apply for jobs in these EU countries that are not so populated, and that may be another way for you to be able to fulfill your dream. Unfortunately, this has happened. I feel terrible about it, but I wish there's anything anybody can do to actually help. I wish you all the best, and this is not the end of your life. Believe me, this is not the end of your life.
Hi, happy Sunday, you guys. It's been a really long time. I've not been on TikTok. I will try and be coming on TikTok more these days, yeah? I know most of you have been asking, oh, Steph, where have you been? You've missed a lot on your updates. I'm very sorry. I will try and be coming up this period. Now, I know you guys don't like me because I'm a bearer of both good and bad news. And today I've come with good and also a bad news. So, shall we? Let me start with the bad news. So the bad news is that there was a nurse that was being disciplined by NMC because she called in sick at work. You understand? She called in sick at work. When she called in sick at work, not knowing she's going for agency. She went for agency work. And this have continued severally until the day that her cup overflowed. Then caught her red-handed. Then I'm talking about most of you that think, agency pays more than me going for bank shift or bank shift doesn't pay me more, so I prefer agency. You want to be a sharpshooter, you will call in sick. Instead of you to start home, you want to pick an agency shift because they pay you more. Just know that everything you do in this country have a way of catching up to you if you're trying to play smart. They have to check all her credit record, all the whole money she's been receiving. And unfortunately, those times she's been calling in sick was the time she was using to go for agency shift. I'm just saying this is because we Africans, especially we Nigerians, we don't really want to learn. You think you are very smart, but you are not smart. You have a contract that says you should work this hour. You have a contract that says look at the hours you are supposed to work. They even give you the privilege of, if you are sick, calling sick and stay at home, recuperate. But you'll be sick and you want to go for agency because you feel that you make more money for agency. If you feel that you make more money than for working with agency than working with NHS, then why don't you go and start working with agency as a full-time staff? What are you staying in NHS, taking NHS money and taking agency money as well? Now, the lady, most of you heard the news, most of you saw her. She's facing 3 years jail punishment. Not about only jail. When she's done, she's going back home. I think I should just be very careful. That's the bad news I brought. Good news is that most people looking for what do they call it again? I've been seeing most of you talking about the new law about permanent residence of 5 years, 10 years. So the good news is that people that came after 2021, I think they're looking at from 2023, that's the people that is going to affect. But from people that came from 2022 downwards, it's not going to affect you guys. Now, for nurses, people under COS, it's not going to affect you guys. So people should be chilling down. And most of you that carry bad news, you don't even know what you're talking about. You just come up. Hey, they say the IRR is going to be 5 to 10 years. It is not yet. It's not yet a law. That's still debating about it. Stop causing people to do this thing. High blood pressure in this United Kingdom. It's already stressful. Stop it. I think I'm going to stop here for today. I'm tired already.
Hi guys. Despite I'm smiling, I'm not really happy. I'm really upset about this issue of Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria not verifying the licenses of Nigerian educated nurses. Honestly, this is getting out of hand. Because my question is to all my fellow Nigerian educated nurses: when we got admission, did anybody sign agreement that after the completion of our education, when we're licensed, we shouldn't leave the country? Because me, I didn't sign it. Maybe there are people affected signed, but I don't think so. So I don't understand this situation where the Nigerian, the Nursing Midwifery Council of Nigeria, we close border and refuse to verify people's license in this jet aid. This is deprivation of human rights. Honestly, this is deprivation of human rights. People have gone to school, pay heavy school fees, written exam, passed, licensed, and you're refusing them to travel. Some of them got married and traveled to join their partner. Some travel out to further their education, and you're refusing to verify their license. And even those that travel for greener pasture, what right do you have? You didn't pay their school fees. You didn't write the exam. Initially, people claimed it is the Federal Ministry of Health. And the Federal Ministry of Health has said they are not the one. So who is that doing it? As far as I'm concerned, his Secretary General is behind all these things, because he is the one that has all the power to do whatever he wants to do. What right do you have to tell people to be where they don't want to be? What right do you have? The only right you have is to license anyone who is qualified. That is the only right you have. And when they come to you to verify their certificate that actually qualify, you verify it. That is the only right you have. You don't have any right in whatever, in any policy, to stop people from going to where they want to go to by you refusing to verify their license. That is against the policy. That is against human rights. When nemesis begin to catch all of you, You'll be asking what is wrong with you people. When generational causes will follow all of you that are behind this, you'll be wondering what is wrong with your family. And honestly, I'm calling all the Nigeria educated nurses, both the ones in Nigeria and the one in diaspora. Let's use the power of social media, sign petition against them, especially the Secretary General on all his caliber that are behind all these things. Because that is the only way to force them to open the portal. Because federal government says they're the one. So who is the one behind it? And if you say you're not going to be part of it, fine. But know that even if you are not affected today, you don't know tomorrow if you are going to be the one that is affected. Let's all come together, fight for our rights, fight for our freedom. They don't have the right to close the portal. They don't have any right to do what they are doing. Honestly, that is humiliating human being. Because you have power. You are the one on top. You have power. Let's call these people out. Let the whole world hear what they are doing. And one thing people don't even know, what the torture we went through when studying nursing in Nigeria. We don't have breaks. We don't have holidays. And sometimes if you hear somebody have 1 year extension, I think it's all about failing exam. No. Some people actually have 6 months extension because they missed 28 days in their study. If you miss 28 days in your study, it's automatically 6 months extension. That's it. It may be you unwell, you may be bereavement, anything. They don't really care. Once it is 28 days of your absenteeism in your study, you are having 6 months extension. 6 months extension is already 1 year referral. Not to talk about exam that they will tell us to answer attempt 4 questions. The social attempt, meaning that they didn't say you must, but if you don't attempt the 4 questions, no matter how much score you have, even if you score 70, they will still fail you because you did not attempt it. Not to talk about the board exam, where you are compelled. If you answer any question, you should generalize it. We qualify. When we qualify, we pay for the license, pay for registration, we pay for everything. Even when the result comes out, we still pay for registration certificate, pay for the license certificate, pay for the license, you pay for that, pay for everything. And you're depriving people their right to join their family, the right to further their education, their right to relocate to another country. And you call yourself a responsible person. You call yourself a licensed body. And you are not following law. Please, NMC, Nigeria, supposed to be the one licensing people. That BO, they are supposed to be governed by a governing body that operates by law. And then the same people are breaking law or human rights. Please, if you are a Nigerian educated nurse, please, let's come together. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we need to come together. Both the one in Nigeria, the one in diaspora, let's come together and fight these people, honestly, through social media. Let's create awareness and let the whole world see what they are doing to us. Because if you're not affected today, you don't know tomorrow. That's all I have to say.
56 Nigerian nurses in UK caught practicing with a fake certificate.
Do you want to give them advice?
Where would you come?
So apparently, Nigerian nurses are falsifying their certificate to come and practice in the UK. I've got my colleague here who had a word for you guys.
Yeah, but 56 of you guys, come on, it's not fair. So you see, 75% of Nigerian make it bad for the next 25%.
So please, this is not good. Like you guys are giving us a very bad image in the United Kingdom. So please, if you want to be a nurse, you should go through the right process. Stop falsifying your certificates, because you're just putting your patient at risk, and you're putting yourself at risk because if they catch you, if they catch you, you go prison. So please, let's do the right thing. Let's do the right thing. Nothing is a noble career. We shouldn't be doing such things.
Keep a life here, please.
keep your life clear, you know? If this woman is found guilty for this one thing that she did, she will be dismissed from her job. One day she was working, she met a patient who wasn't well. The woman was telling the patient that she can pray for this patient and this patient will heal because she said she's done it before. She prayed for somebody that had infection, and when she prayed for that person, the person became healed. The patient said, I am not interested in what you are saying. The patient reported Doris to her employer and said, look, I don't want you guys to send this nurse again to my place. I want somebody that is objective in their work, somebody that believes in science, not somebody that believes in healing and all these things. Said the woman refused to listen. You know the old saying that when a dog wants to die, the dog will start barking like a lion. And if this woman is asked to leave the country, the man who is receiving chemotherapy with their children, they will have to leave the UK. So over 550 nurses living in the UK from Nigeria has now been asked to retake their exam. Their nursing exam. They've been asked to retake the exam because they believe some of them got their certificates through fraudulent activities, meaning the tech center where they took the test in Nigeria. They believe some of the certificates they got from there were fake. They were not real. This is happening in the UK right now, and some of the news sources are talking about it. So they're asking them to retake the exam, and if they pass, they're going to let them stay. But if they fail, they're sending them all back. My question is, why always Nigerians? Why is it always Nigerians? Everything has to do with Nigerians. I'm beginning to feel really, really sorry for them, especially the good ones out there. It's just, it's heartbreaking that anything at all has to do with Nigeria. It's bad. It's so bad.
Over 700 healthcare workers from Nigeria are under scrutiny following a qualifications fraud scandal, with 48 nurses and midwives accused of paying proxies to sit computer-based exams required to practice in the UK. The Nursing and Midwifery Council, NMC, uncovered widespread fraud at the Unique Technologies Test Centre in Ibadan, Nigeria, after Pearson VUE flagged suspiciously quick completion times. As a result, all test results from the centre were deemed invalid. Many of the affected individuals are working in the NHS as healthcare assistants while waiting for NMC registration. Although the NMC lacks the authority to suspend them, it has instructed them to retake the exam. So far, of 80 retested applicants, most have been rejected due to concerns over competence, honesty, and trustworthiness. Hearings set for next month will determine whether these individuals should be removed from the register entirely. The scandal has sparked concerns about patient safety and highlighted the NHS's growing dependence on international staff to fill workforce gaps. Foreign nationals now account for a third of all nurses in England, with Indian, Filipino, and Nigerian professionals making up the largest groups. Health leaders warn that the NHS cannot rely on overseas recruitment indefinitely, underscoring the need for sustainable workforce solutions.
Well, y'all, you know what? You know what this makes me think? If I go to the hospital and I hear somebody in my room with some heavy accent, I'm gonna request another nurse. I'm sorry, I am. I don't care who's offended. I got to look out for me. And as far as these nurses, I'm with Muhammad Ali. He said, look, if you're in a pit of snakes, you don't have no time to be worried about which ones are good and which ones are not. You're all bad until further notice. And the way I see it, see, the UK, they going to get your butts out of there. They going to get you out of there. And it's not the first time they have thrown you Nigerians out of there. And y'all don't think for one moment that this ain't gone on in the US too. Eventually that's going to come out. A lot of these medical professionals, especially up in here in these hospitals and stuff, yeah, they're frauds. They're frauds. And they don't need to just look at that. They need to see what kind of care they gave these patients and which ones didn't make it, and they were caring for that patient. That all of that needs to be examined. But yeah, so they have been ordered to retake the board exams or they got to leave. And they're going to get their butts the hell up on out of there. Mhm. No, we're in a time of, everything's being revealed. See, you can't be in one instance walking around here talking about being smarter than somebody. And then in the other instance, we finding out there's all this fraud going on. Can't have it both ways. I'm just saying. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for being here. I deeply appreciate it. Nigerian scamming is nothing new, but you see where they make the most money, yeah, through cheating. Through cheating. We don't have the luxury of doing that because everything we do is looked at through a fine-tooth comb. So you don't hear about all this fraud going on among us because we are the most watched group in America. Everything we do is heavily watched, not only by these people here, but even by you foreigners. So when you see us in these positions, we legitimately got there fair and square. We didn't have to scam our way into nothing. Plus, we don't have no damn scam money to be paying somebody to do stuff for us. If you notice, when people got busted for the college cheating scandal, you didn't see none of our people. You saw primarily white and Asians involved in that college cheating scandal. You didn't see us because number one, we ain't paying nobody no $500,000 to take some exam for us or pay somebody $1 million to get us into an Ivy League school. We don't have money like that. And even if we did, we would still sit our asses down and take the exam ourselves. We wouldn't be paying anybody for that. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you for being here. I got another live coming up at 1:45. Guess what, y'all? Canada is starving too. The food lines are getting long up in Canada. Canada is struggling, and their food banks are dealing with millions of people every single month in Canada. So, America is going through it and look like Canada's going through it too. So I will see you at 1:45. Ladies and gentlemen, shalom family.